Hello, welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. Yesterday I was out at the Dark Ascension Prerelease, and this is the deck that I built with my sealed 3 Innistrad and 3 Dark Ascension boosters. So it's a blue-white deck with a lot of spirits in it. There's 6 planes, 9 islands, an Evolving Wilds and a Traveller's Amulet as my mana base. The blue creatures are Murder of Crows, Sturmgeist, Stitch Drake, Stormbound Geist, Headless Scab, Selaph Occultist, Shriekgeist. In white we've got Silverclaw Griffin, Thraben Sentry, Chapelgeist, Midnight Guard, Voiceless Spirit. Other spells in blue: Griptide, Hysterical Blindness, Chant of Skifsang, Spectral Flight, and then in white Smite the Monstrous, Rebuke, Bake of Day and Skillful Lunge. The cards that sort of seemed to really help me in the deck were Sudden Disappearance. So what I would obviously have is at the point that this came into play, I'd have a lot of creatures out, play that would exile temporarily all non-land permanents on my players, my opponent's side. You can use that to also target yourself if you want, but I'd be mainly targeting my opponent and then just basically swing with everything, just making sure that I'd got enough damage on the board to swing for lethal. There was also Drogskol Captain, which obviously combined well with the spirits in the deck, and Cackling Counterpart, which I found really useful even if I'd have a particular creature that was working really well, and this came into play, I could basically make a copy of it. I didn't really exploit the mill at all on the Shriekgeist, but I did find it quite useful sort of for disrupting players. It's always interesting to see players' reaction when they're putting top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard, and they're sort of seeing some of the cards that they were hoping to play disappear into the graveyard, and if they've got no graveyard recursion, they're basically gone. And then basically playing Cackling Counterpart on that, and then you're getting if they don't have any, they're not able to block it, they haven't got any flyers, then you're milling them for 4 each turn basically. So losing a lot of cards out of that. So basically, like I said, just basically spirits based deck, and a lot of the time, as I was saying, a couple of occasions I won, when I sort of swung for lethal with Sudden Disappearance. Also, Hysterical Blindness was really useful. So this is the instant where creatures your opponent's control get -4, -0 until end of turn. So I found that coming out turn 3 or 4 really had a big impact when I'd sort of by then got several creatures already out. So yeah, that was really interesting, sort of playing around with that. The other one here, I think there was a couple of creatures where you had to exile a creature card from your graveyard to get them to play, and there was one occasion where I was in a position to play this and I was sort of stuck because I didn't have much stuff, a very full graveyard, and I sort of come on to something that I was going to play to sort of help with that, but didn't really need to, because that tended to happen towards the end of my games. In terms of how well I did, first match I went 2-1, 2-1. Second match I lost 0-2. Third I lost 1-2, and fourth I won 2-1. I think I ended up finishing 12th in a field of about 23. There's around about that. It's difficult to know how many people, because people tend to sort of turn up, get their cards and go, but I think that was the figure that I heard. So other sort of blue and white cards I'd sort of put to one side with the possibility of sideboarding was Screeching Scab, This was one that I was going to use to basically put extra cards in my graveyard if I was having trouble with that headless scab. But it didn't really, like I said, that only really happened towards the end of my game, so I didn't really bother. Runic Repetition was another one I didn't put in. Faith Shield, Loyal Cather, and a couple of artifact equipments didn't make the cut. Mask of Avacyn and Demon Male Horbuck. So that was it. In other colours, I'm just going to quickly go through the rares and the commons. So I had Evil Twin, Curse of Bloodletting, Mondrin Shaman, Increasing Ambition, Immerwolf, Rolling Trembler, Scourge of Gaia Reach, Markov Warlord, Harrowing Journey, Vengeful Vampire, Disciple of Grezelbrand, Farbog Boneflinger, 2 of those, Hamlet Captain, Strangleroot Geist, Wreath of Geists, the Spider Spawning, Lamholt Elder, and then back to that Evil Twin. So yeah, there was quite a few choices in builds actually. I was going to build, one possibility was I wanted to do a blue-black, but I just liked the way the sort of spirit deck came together. The foil, in case no one's seen this, yeah, this is the foil for the pre-release. Ravenous Demon, which switches into Archdemon of Greed. And also, where would a video be complete without a pack opening? I didn't, finish anywhere high enough to win, but I did get lucky, and when they did the sort of draw, the door prizes, I got a booster pack of Dark Ascension, which I'll open now. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So we have another Shriekgeist, Silverclaw Griffin, Hollowhenge Beast, Spiteful Shadow, Erdwall Ripper, got a Bone to Ash, Gather the Townsfolk, Sightless Ghoul, Fires of Undeath. Heckling Fiends is our first uncommon. Niblis of Breath. Village Survivors. Increasing Devotion is our rare, so this is 3 and 2 white. This would have been a cool card to have had on the day. Put 5/1/1 white human creature tokens onto the battlefield. If Increasing Devotion was cast from a graveyard, put 10 of those tokens onto the battlefield instead. It's got a flashback cost of 7 and 2 white. That's 3 and 2 white to cast. Zombie creature token, and the flippable card is Chosen of Markov, which flips into Markov Servant, not surprisingly. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.